Harihi Om Tat Sat. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Jai Guru. Jai Guru. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Na Guroradhiyam Tattvam Na Guroradhiyam Tapaha Tattvajnanat Param Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Anekya Janma Samprapta Karmendhana Vidahine Tattvajnanagnidanena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Harihi, Harihi, Harihi Om Tats. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya 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 Jaya. Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya 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 Jaya. Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya Guru, Jaya 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 Jaya. Interlock your fingers, put them on your lap. Sit comfortably erect, close your eyes. Open the heart and the mouth. Let the joint recitation spread on the whole of the earth, showering its benedictions on all beings upon the earth. Harihi Om Tats. Jai Guru, Jai Guru. I don't know whether all of you know that this is actually a Tapovanam. I have planted a few trees here. Once I could go and see them after planting. Now I am not able to go and see. Those trees are supposed to be making the place a greater or a better forest. We would like to keep this place with as much greenery as possible, but we must also have accommodation for ourselves as well as for the devotees who come here in pursuit of their spiritual quest. So buildings also will be there. We don't have level ground. Suppose we cut 15 feet. If we go 15 feet, the hill would have been cut at least by 10 to 12 feet. That is the steepness of the hill. That is why we had for our residence 2 floors above the ground. Then itself I told them, One floor I can manage to climb, two I may not be able to. So we must have a lift. Now we must have a lift from where the arch is, from there to go to Samadhi Mandir. That also is necessary. People are finding it difficult to climb. We should install a lift there. And another in Sadhana Niketan, which is somehow in trouble. How did this place come to us? I was living in a place which somebody had offered me to stay in. So I was looking for a place. One condition I had was, I would like to live in a place where none had lived. I did not want to get hold of a house or even a place or a ground where somebody had lived. Fortunately, Providence arranged this kind of a place. When I came here, it was almost inaccessible. We had a few foxes, rabbits, and snakes. There was no vegetation practically in this land. I wanted to have 2.5 acres of land. The owner of the land said, the land is lying all at one stretch. To divide it will be very difficult. So whatever land I have, you please take. I said, I don't have money to pay. You give me whenever you can. So they wrote the title deed including all the 3.82 acres of land. Then after registration, that man changed his attitude. What is that? I would like to have the remaining money. But I did not have. So I told him, you get another registration deed and take back the extra land. Give me only the 2.5. That they were not readily prepared to do. So I went to Poojya Swamiji and said, this is the situation. So he gave me the money and I paid the money. The deal was finalized. When the government measured the land later for giving a patta, they found that it was 3.5. If you have anything to contest, you may contest. I said, I have no interest in contesting. My idea in procuring this land is that it should be circumscribed by pathways or roads. So there is a road here, there is a pathway to the temple, another pathway from the temple, here also it is road. Let it be 3.5 or 3.75, it does not matter to me. Whatever is in the title deed, we are paying rent for it. The next place we procured was that, because we did not have enough water. The water that we are able to strike, subsoil water, it won't be sufficient for irrigation and for our purposes. So one very good person, a contractor, government contractor, he said, Swamiji, you procure at least 1 cent of land down below and then make a well. So I asked Kartyayani, I would like to have 1 cent of land. Will you please give? She said, you please take the whole land. So it was 1.25 acres. So I suggested to people that we would like to, if all of you would like to come and stay here, come. We would make arrangements. So some of them came forward and for everyone, I think 6 or 7 plots of land are there. We wanted only a small piece, 1 cent of land to make a well. So the well was already there. We widened the well. So all of them came and stayed, but all of them left gradually, gifting the land to us except one person. So we named it as Tapovanam Vihar. This was the another land that we procured, that is given the name Kananam. Then the third land we had to procure was for the temple, Devi temple. That is called Upavanam. What is this? Paschim Vihar. No. It is called Uttarakhand. It is never used. Then we procured another land, that is Panchavati. All these names you will find, they indicate a kind of a forest situation. That is one. Then I tried for getting telephone, electricity, and finally bus service also. Our telephone was necessary for the villagers to call taxi for taking patients during night to the hospital. So we never used to keep the gate closed. It was always open so that villagers could come to our ashram. So all these we have come over now. Now the ashram buildings are there, stable buildings are there, they are interconnected. It is quite looking like an institution ready to grow still further. I did not have any idea of developing an institution as such. I only wanted to live an austere, ascetic life, and whoever comes to me, I would talk to them. But after Nuthan Swamiji and Ma came here, they would always speak about Ramakrishna Mission Institution, Sri Aurobindo Ashram, I went there, I went here and all that. So their institutional thinking also started infecting me. So I also became institutional in my mind. So when these three buildings were made and they were interconnected, standing at the central point, I said, I think now it has become an institution. I would like to have one more guest house to be built there. But there is a feeling in the mind of Nuthan Swamiji, Nuthan Swamiji, that do we need it? Should we grow any further? I said, growth cannot be stopped. Either you grow or the alternate will be languishing. Either you will grow or you will perish. It cannot be anything in between. Now, when this much has been made, the thought of making a proper kavada, that was there. But we are restricted, we don't have much of space. Now, I have a feeling, I actually wanted to stay somewhere in the Hindi-speaking area. That was my wish. I consider the Hindi Pradesh is the heartland of India, and all our culture has emerged from there. People may say many things, but I am very sure, as I told you the other day, our culture has emerged from the Gangetic plain. People got settled there. Their devotional longing, devotional fondness for Ganga is also because of that. It's a perennial river. So I somehow feel one day Swamiji went from here to look for a place in Rishikesh. He was taken and he saw a few places. One place we were about to purchase, but they wanted half the money cash. That is something that we don't have. Even now I feel, before I drop my body, if possible, I would like to stay in Rishikesh at least for 41 days. But I have stayed for 15 days. In Swargashram, a particular cottage was given to us, and I stayed there every day, going to the Bhudanath caves, walking up and coming down. So I like. So I am an ascetic person. I am born in a village environment. No greenery attracts me at all. I have seen enough of greenery right from my young age. One day, along with our cattleman, we travelled into the depth of the forest where a cow was killed by a tiger. So we went in search of that cow, dead body, to see it along with the others, and we located it. The one scenery that I like is stretches of paddy land. After transplantation, in about 3 weeks, all of them will grow and the tip will be bent. Dewdrops will be there in the morning. If you go there and walk through that paddy land, heaven will be inferior. Such a beautiful sight I have seen. If there is a mountain top where clean grass is there, I like it. No other forest has appealed to me. I have seen enough of it. So I am a village man, I am a forest man, and I also know our community right from Brahmins up to, tribal areas. In my young days, there are 2 or 3 families, I don't know how to describe them. We call them Kattunayadi. They will not come anywhere near us, they will come and shout. So my mother used to take bundle some rice and take it and give. People will be afraid of going to them. They will shout from a distance. So that community, how they are, that also I know. So I have a very good exposure to our society, the different classes, the different levels, the different types. All these are very good. My life is an enriched life in that way. I know the rural life, I also know the urban life. Urban life has never appealed to me. See, look at this village. We have roads, we have electricity, we have water service. What more do you want to stay? You tell me. Ample roads are there. See, during the COVID, our people were able to manage specifically, segregate the affected area, reach materials to them through the police and local committees. How beautifully we managed preventing the spreading of COVID attack. I think India being able to control it, don't you think it's a world news? Huh? And we were able to invent an inoculation also, exported it. So, for me, life in the village is very, very comfortable. The only point is every time we have to go to Thrissur to get our provisions, grocery, etc. So we have people, we go, we manage. Now, in such a background, we would like to have an arch. You cannot call it a gopuram, but I would like to call it a kavada, an entrance piece. Vijayan was called, architect Vijayan, very good man. I always like to spend some time with him. Seeing him itself is very delightful. So he went, after 1 week he said, Swamiji, no idea comes to me. But before going, he told me, Swamiji, do you want the gatehouse to be imposing or inviting? I said, we don't want imposing, we want an inviting structure. Then he said, I am not able to find out anything. I said, you have my blessings, go ahead, think. Then he sent 1, 2, 3 photographs like that. We all suggested some alterations and finally it has been struck. I don't know whether you saw it well. How do you feel?
Very nice, very nice. Wow.
I only want that angular top to be capped in a way, at least with a ball. Normally we are used to a pin. So that looks like a bald-headed. So I think it has come out well. We want to inaugurate it. For us, for me, and I think for them, everything is our Guru. We have nothing. Ever since I went to my Guru, I have said many times and took the initiation, thereafter God became a closed chapter for me. Guru was everything. This morning when I started thinking about this inauguration, a few Sanskrit verses came to my mind. I shall read them and then explain it. Tapovanam samagandum sarvesham swagatam bhaved tapodhanaihi sada hyatra kriyate brahma bodhanam. Tapovanam samagandum sarvesham swagatam bhaved tapodhanaihi sada hyatra kriyate brahma bodhanam. Brahma bodhanam. This is a tapovana. In order to come to tapovanam, sarvesham swagatam bhaved. There will always be welcome for all people who want to come to this tapovana. Tapodhanaihi sadahyatra kriyate brahma bodhanam. What is happening in this tapovana? People who are tapodhanas, who are austerity lovers, who live an austere life, by such people, sada, always, Brahma, the supreme reality, is being discussed here. We are trying to awaken and arouse people to the knowledge of Brahman. What is happening here is jnana tapas. And what we do is enlightening the people about the supreme presence that is in their own body. That is what is taking place here. Ajnana krita doshanam jnanam eva aushadham param. Chitta shuddhi prasadena guru sangha vashadavi udetu samyak shishyanam swatma jnanaiga mangalam. This is a benedictory statement for those people who come here, who are otherwise in contact and in touch with us through our writings, through our magazines and others. What are we trying to do? Ajnana krita doshanam jnanameva aushadham param. For all the doshas, defects and disorders generated by, caused by ajnana, caused by ignorance, there is only one remedy, one medicine. What is that? Jnanameva aushadham param. It is the supreme remedy. That remedy is knowledge. This knowledge is gained by the intelligence. When the intelligence is perceptive and the mind is pure, you will find words like Atishuddha buddhivihi. Atishuddha buddhivihi. Say that? Atishuddha buddhivihi. You must have buddhi which is very pure, pure buddhi. See, instances of rape are there. But the rapist also will be defended by an advocate. There are murders. The murderer also will be argued by an advocate. The advocate says, we are advocates. Anybody who comes and seeks advocacy, we must agree. That is their philosophy. But should anybody advocate a criminal like this? So you should understand, our buddhi has to become pure. Ajnana krita doshanam jnanameva aushadham param. For all the evils created by ignorance, jnana is the only medicine. How does jnana occur? Chitta shuddhi prasadena guru sangha vashadavi. You must have purity and the blessedness of your own mind. Whatever blessing you get, actually it is what the mind pronounces and gives. Guru Sangha Vashadavi. You must have purity of mind. If you want to have enlightenment, you must have close association with the teacher. When the teacher is enlightened, every word of his, every action of his will become an enlightening element. You should observe him in close quarters. There may be conflicts, there may be contradictions, there may be doubts in your mind. Ask him, he will explain why he is doing so. He is also a product of Prakriti. So that Guru Sangha, association with the Guru, close association is important. By these two, Udedu Samyak Shishyanam Swatma Jnanaiga Mangala. For all the disciples, let the dawn of Jnanaiga Mangala take place. Let the auspiciousness bestowed by the knowledge of truth, the knowledge of Atma, the knowledge of Brahman and God, let it happen. Udetu Samyak Shishyanam. The knowledge should arise in a good measure, adequate measure, in abundant measure. It is not a piecemeal knowledge you meditate for 6 months or 1 year or 2 years and I have understood the self. It's not that. You should become a Jivan Mukta. No difference between your waking state, sleep and meditation, Samadhi. You should reach such a state. Sarvabhuta hitarthitvam jnaninaha paramam matam hedat vijñāpanārtham vai kavadoyam sunirmidaha. While this kind of a jnana, jnana-nishtha and jnana upadesha, this is what marks an ascetic. Though it is so, you should understand that he is a human and he is a member of the society. In his life also, a full-fledged ascetic he will take his bhiksha from the society. His body is sustained by, he will extend his palm or a vessel and people will give him bhiksha, food. So he depends upon the society. So his mind, as much as it is interested in gaining his own wisdom and fulfillment, it will equally be pulsating with the need for the welfare of the people around. Sarvabhuta hitarthitvam. So he is always seeking the welfare of all beings. When I am walking in the veranda on the south, there is a door. We open the door in the morning and I enter that portion. The first thing I do is look into a mud pot kept there. If it is found empty, there is no rice, immediately I ask our, Prahlada, we walk and we take rice and drop it. Or I tell Chandrika, there is no rice there. Every time I open the door and walk, I look into the pot to make sure that the vessel is not empty. Peacocks come, our pigeons are there, smaller birds also are there. When a bandicoot was coming, we caught him and sent him away. Sarvabhuta hitarthitvam jnaninaha paramam matam. For the knowers of truth, interest in the welfare of the others is a very important factor in their life. Hetat vijnapanartham vai kavadoyam sunirmidaha. In order to announce this, make it known to the people, this kavada has been made. Tapovanam samagandum sarvesham swagatam bhaved. Tapodhanaihi sadahyatra kriyade brahmabodhanam. Ajnana kritadoshanam jnanamevaushadham param. Chitta shuddhi prasadena guru sangha vashadabi. Udedu samyak shishyanam swatma jnanaiga mangalam. Sarva bhuta hitarthitvam jnaninaha paramam matam. Hetat vijnapanartham vai kavadoyam sunirmidaha. So people should know that this is a tapovanam. This is specially meant for seekers of knowledge, seekers of truth. But here other help seekers also come and we try to look after them. Let this be known. I am not so learned in Sanskrit that I can compose verses, but I do compose. If I spend more and more time reading Sanskrit and all that, then composition will become very easy. Somehow I have a poetic nature. I want this place to be sufficiently green. And Ma has developed a beautiful garden. She is not able to do anything much, but still people like it, I believe. Is it not? When I look at the ivy which has covered the entire granite and cement, I feel so happy. Govinda nama sankirtanam, Govinda, Govinda, Namah Parvati Padaye.